Hey you guys, it's Beginnings here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful week so far. Today's video is going to be on Chaugnar. I mentioned in my last video that Chaugnar is really only good into two heroes, and that is Darcy and Lumber. And would you look at that, I got into a game against Darcy and Lumber. Also Joker, who Chaugnar happens to be very good against. Chaugnar, like I mentioned before, he's pretty niche. He's not very meta right now. He's only really good to a very small handful of heroes. And a few of those heroes happen to be in this game, so I figured I need a video. Might as well play Chaugnar. He also kind of helps against Flash, just because you can make it so your team doesn't get CC'd by the final little bit of the Flash ultimate. I did start the opposite side of the jungle from my jungler just to make sure that the enemy team wasn't invading, although I did think that it was pretty unlikely. I'm just going to go ahead and clear this bird while my bot laner tries to push lane, and that's just because I don't have a water stone, so if I soak, then he will not hit level 2. Already the trades are going in our favor. Unfortunately, the bird lived with about 1 HP and then it reset. So we're just going to go ahead and push in this next wave. Lumber is going to be here in a second. There he is. I guess he was AFK for a little bit at the beginning, but we are just dominating this lane so far. Yorn and Chaugnar is really good against Joker. Oh, excuse me, guys. Just because you can constantly poke him. He doesn't really have much room to clear lane, and your auto attack passive from Yorn is just about the same range as the little rocket, at least unless he's just sitting under tower. But yeah, they're pretty low. We're just constantly shoving in. We do know that their jungler ended up on top side, which means that he started blue, so we probably won't have too many issues with him this game. It's a fairly high elo jungler thing to do, to backtrack through your jungle to end up back on bot side. If you start on bot side, nobody really does that outside of Zane, as far as I know, in North America at least consistently. So I'm just going to go ahead and hold the wave here for my ADC so he can get as much gold as possible. I really don't need the gold. The tower is just going to make it so we receive less gold from killing those minions. And now we're just going to go ahead and go for a dragon, just because... Actually, I don't know why we're going for dragon here. It's actually kind of a bad call. We definitely should get off of this. I just get off to zone for my ADC while he does a little bit of damage, and we destroy them. You can see Joker's doing no damage to me at this point. I just bought my armor boots, and he is like a little mosquito, and I'm a big bad elephant. He's not going to be getting much done. We hit level 4, so I know that I can dive potentially. I am pretty low on mana. I just got enough to actually pop my ultimate, and I think I end up buying this little Pendant of Faith here for the extra little mana regen, and it does come in kind of clutch. So one thing most people don't know is that your second ability, when you pop your ultimate as Chaugnar, costs no mana, and I just go ahead and pop it and spam my second and push these two back while my Yorn gets that tower. Pretty good job at zoning. I really wasn't in any danger of dying there, just because I had heal up the entire time, and I kind of knew that the Joker was not going to be doing enough to kill me. We end up hitting level 5. We're feeling pretty good. Our team gets dragon, and we're almost level 6. We got basically a full level off of getting that tower and taking dragon, which feels good. Cullen gets a pretty good kill onto that Darcy, and this is just the start of an avalanche that is going to end the lives of our enemies. Illumia rotates top, so I just go ahead and cover mid, make sure that there's at least a little bit of pressure going on. I see their blue buff up, but I know that I cannot solo that. I don't have my ADC near me. I just go ahead and ping that it's up. I see that Illumia is in kind of a bad position, so I start rotating up to help her just in case. We did know that Lumber and Joker were around mid, and I didn't see them rotating down. She gets a really nice stun onto the Flash, and we get the kill with our first ability, which is a feels good, man. makes us look a little bit better. So far, we only have 2 out of 5 kill participation, but don't worry, guys, we will in this game with the highest kill participation. Go ahead and pop my ultimate because he lands an ult onto Illumi and I, and he dies because he couldn't do anything. And that's why Chaugnar is so good into Darcy. Illumi gets another really nice little stun combo, following it up with her ultimate, and we all just kind of kill the Flash before he is unstunned and is able to ult for the immunity. I'm just going to go ahead and escort this little wave here. We can definitely get at least a little bit of damage on this tower. In fact, we probably could have taken it if Jordan was with us, but he was bot side, and that's fine. We just need to know not to overcommit for this tower. I take quite a bit of damage, and I start going down. But then I see that Zuka gets tagged by this Darcy ult, and I pop my ultimate. I know Cullen's on the left, and I'm just trying to do as much damage as I can because I know that he can clean up. And we do end up getting the 3-4-1, and Flash popped his ultimate. That is so good. We played that really well. Pretty good decision on our part to go in, and that's probably the biggest thing about Zuka, or rather Chaugnar, is he's mainly about decision making and macro. There isn't many mechanics involved. Unfortunately, the Scud and Flash showed back up, I guess, for the Flash, and so we did not get that mid tower. We will be able to push it eventually. Meanwhile, bot, though, Jorn was getting that tower. Quillen goes ahead and jumps onto that Flash, and he gets tagged by the Illumia ult and dies. And because he dies, and the Darcy, actually, we will manage to get this tower. I pop my ultimate and start running in front of him, just in case he starts dashing. But we end up getting the kill onto him anyways, and Joker cannot defend this. In fact, I was trying to take Dragon, or tower aggro, I am so sorry, I'm misspeaking so much, so that the cannon minion would live long enough for us to take that tower, but for some reason me hitting him did not take tower aggro. So instead of pushing down that mid tower, we're just going to go ahead and take his bot side jungle. He does pop his ultimate, but he doesn't hit anybody, so we don't have to really expend too much. I pop my ult just because I want to do as much damage to that Darcy as possible to make sure that my Yorn does live. Unfortunately, the Joker does flash after my Yorn, and we will not survive this encounter. We definitely overstayed quite a bit. We probably could have backed off a lot sooner and not taken the bait, I guess, that was Darcy. But it's okay because we are still very ahead. It's still 14-8. And we have just so much gold. I think I can 1v1 their mage right now. And I can definitely 1v1 their Joker. That Joker does no damage at all. Right now would probably just be a good time to go back into our jungle and start farming. We have 2 down, and there really isn't much of a point of roaming past river because that's just asking to get picked. I start rotating up to kind of help out my Yorn, and I see that there's a nice little Lumber and Darcy here. I go ahead and just pop my ults to get as much damage down onto that Darcy as possible. Illumia does live with 1 HP, but then gets picked off by Scud. It's okay though, because not only did Scud die for that kill, but we also got the kill onto Darcy and Lumber, and we are looking good once again. Just gonna go ahead and take this bot side farm, and Zuka does spot out Joker. I will start heading over to try and help him out a little bit, but he does secure the kill. I just want to make sure that Flash doesn't really jump in to do anything. We get a lot of damage onto him, and he does pop his ult at the last second. We're just going to go ahead and pop our ult to make sure that we are not CC'd, and we can hit him immediately after he comes out of his ultimate. And now's a really good time to go for Darkslayer, but I don't think we end up doing that. I think we kind of just brute force this. And by brute force it, I mean we kill everybody and push down their base and win the game. Quillen gets a really nice pick onto the Darcy, who used his first ability pretty sloppy. And I know that we can push this tower with this next wave with Yorn and that minion wave. I go ahead and pop heal here just to make sure my team is nice and healthy and no stray rockets or flashes are going to kill us. You can see Yorn lived with a very small amount of HP, which means that my heal definitely saved him. Joker thinks he's going to get away, ults me, doesn't really succeed in doing anything except dying. Same thing for Flash. I just go ahead and try to time my first ability, but because of that stupid Flash bug, I actually ended up missing like where he was going to be. I couldn't help Illumia there because my ultimate was not up. Maybe I could have actually helped by zoning a bit more. That's definitely something to improve on next time for me. My team wants to dive, but I think it's kind of a bad idea. We really don't need to overcommit too much here. After all, it is just a Scud and a Lumber. So not going to go too far into tower. We really need to reset. 3 of us are like 1 HP. Let's just get out of here. That's probably the #1 mistake people make in solo queue, guys. Take note. Stop overstaying. Like, okay, get an objective and leave. You don't need to dance around. You don't need to always take buffs, especially if the enemy team is respawning and running towards you. Like, that risky Darkslayer sometimes isn't worth it, especially when you're ahead. Like, all you're going to do is throw your lead if the enemy team walks up on your team at half HP, killing the Darkslayer, because they can still win a fight at that point, right? Zuka gets a really nice pick onto the Darcy, and Illumia manages to kill the Lumber. Flash tries to help out the Darcy, but doesn't succeed in doing anything. I try to zone so that Cannon Minion can get under the tower, but it really wasn't worth it. I should have just waited for this next wave to come through, and with our Yorn, we definitely can take that bot tower, except we start taking fights in the mid, and Zuka is able to secure that tower. And with our bot wave, we will be able to push to end. Our team really wants to kill the enemy team though, so we start fighting them in their base. I go ahead and pop my ultimate to get my Yorn out of the Darcy ult, and we kill both of them. They absolutely disappear. Our Yorn is so strong, and we no longer have a wave, so I have to get out of this tower. You see a nice little triple kill for the Yorn at the end of the game. He ends up dying actually to the Splash because he really wants to kill him, but it doesn't work out because he starts tanking. We will manage to end the game, the Illumia and I, at the very last second, and that will be game, guys. This game was so much fun to play. Actually, like, Chaugnar is usually pretty boring for me, but I actually had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I did making it. We ended up with the highest kill participation, which is always a success for me. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.